Good news to Arsenal fans all over the world, and I've seen very many of you going into the comment section asking me about Gabriel Jesus's update. Guys, let me inform you that the manager of Arsenal has confirmed to us today that Jesus is just one step away from returning to the starting 11 of Arsenal. And I think let your hearts calm, because if he's doing well, as Arteta is saying, that means his progress is really very good. And the doctors came out and hinted that he shocked them. He's ahead of schedule, and the way he was responding to treatment was out of this world, meaning that having a young body and obviously responding well to treatment, obviously Jesus is into his 8th week of recovery. Is it 9th, 8th? One of those weeks. I think it's 8th or 9th week of recovery. Welcome to Rokani Media Food. We're going to talk about Arsene Wenger declaring Arsenal the champions of the Premier League, as he really refers to City as another weekend side, that it's no longer as it used to be way back. And lastly, we are discussing a man called Pep Guardiola coming out and revealing to us the fact of what is happening at Arsenal, and he's not agreeing with anyone, saying that Arsenal have really dropped off. He's giving his version ahead of the game that Arsenal is going to be playing against City at the Emirates. Smash the like button, comment and share. Rokani David is my name, and don't forget to subscribe, because we want to hit 12,000 subscribers. Not so? And we cannot hit them if I told you guys don't subscribe. So your subscriptions are always important to see to it that you really take us to the levels where we deserve to be, of having very many subscribers. And this time we are left with like, what is it, 50 subscribers? 50-40 to hit 120 subscribers. So guys, let's subscribe to see to it that we hit that number in a nick of time. Now, Jesus is a player who has been out for very many, I think, since December, January, February. If I told you what to count, 7th January, 7th February, he has made some 2 weeks, some 2 months of him not playing football for Arsenal. And Arsenal is suffering because he is really out. His absence is really affecting Arsenal, and I think it's only that person who pays attention to every detail in the field of play that knows or gets to know that Arsenal are really missing out on Gabriel Jesus, because this guy is one of a kind. He's a different species, he's a different specimen, and in the world, he's one of those that is rare to find. Pep Guardiola, his former manager at Man City, referred to him as the best forward pressing striker. His energy levels are really out of this world, and you see what he does for Arsenal. He runs for the entire 90 minutes. That's why it was even hard for Mikel Arteta to always find it easy to substitute him and bring in Eddie Nketiah. It was always hard to take him off the field of play, because you miss out a lot on him when you take him out of the field of play. That is Gabriel Jesus. Now, Mikel Arteta today has been speaking to the media, and he said the following about Gabriel Jesus, that he's doing really well. He's on the pitch. He's been doing a lot of work on his own with the ball already. He's in good spirits, and so far the rehab is going on well. So the rehab of Gabriel Jesus is really going on well, as far as the manager is really referring to us. And he's in the last process of ushering him into the group training, and that is making his knee get used to hard things. I believe he's really ready, and I know Mikel Arteta doesn't want to hurry him back, because he knows what it means if you hurry him back. If you hurry the process, even the results won't go all out to last. You know that very well, because what grows fast dies fast, and Mikel Arteta is not a believer into that. But this really got my attention, and got to know that Mikel Arteta doesn't want to be asked about the return of the player Gabriel Jesus. He was asked by the journalists in the press conference that on whether there is a time frame for Gabriel Jesus. Unfortunately not. Ask the doctor, maybe he gives you one. And who knows that doctor? If I told you what he does to know about that, you would have come with the doctor in the press conference, because you know that no way a press conference is going to end without him being asked about Gabriel Jesus. That's it. They have to ask about him, because they know he's the poster boy of Arsenal. Everyone is missing him, and even me. You know, I support Manchester United, but Jesus is one of those players really want to see because he makes me anticipative every time he's playing the game of football. That's why I really love him a lot, and I love keeping my tabs onto him. But I think even Mikel Arteta is fed up of this question of a time frame, because he has always come out and really told these journalists every time he's in the press conference that he has no specific time frame for the return of Gabriel Jesus. But as I told you, it's rumored that 10 days from now, Jesus is going to be back. They believe that in 10 days, his knee would have really gotten used to playing the ball, and obviously will be back to full fitness. And it's said that when Arsenal is playing Leicester City on the 25th of February at King Power Stadium, that's when Jesus is expected to return to the Arsenal side. And it's so much a big loss for him not being into this game of football where Arsenal is going to be playing Man City. But I think it's better not to have him in this game, other than missing out in the game where Arsenal is going to be playing them at Etihad, because that game is going to be happening in April. So it's better to see to it that he really gets himself back fit, and by the time they go to Etihad, he is fully fit, because there is a lot he does and adds to the game of Arsenal. Pressing from the front. He leads the press and he runs out well, and he's good at really creating something from nothing. That is Gabriel Jesus for you. So guys, everyone who has been asking me about Gabriel Jesus, I think I've gone up and really given you the correct answer that you deserve. Even Mikel Arteta has been here to talk about the player known as Gabriel Jesus in the press conference that happened today as he prepared for the Arsenal game. Now, the manager of Man City looks like he's talking through experience. That's it. This manager is talking through experience, and he has gone ahead and cleared all those people thinking that Arsenal has really dropped off. That's what he doesn't think. He has a different narrative altogether built all over this perspective that Arsenal has really gone ahead to drop off, because in the previous 3 games, Arsenal have lost 2 and drawn 1. So everyone is hinting about Arsenal dropping off. They are nowhere near good enough. That's what they're really telling us. And guess what? Pep Guardiola has gone ahead and really told the media or the Mirror that watching Arsenal's last 2 games, I don't have the feeling that they've dropped in the way they're playing. I think they've reached a level that means opponents always adapt to who you are. When you arrive at that level, it's because you are a good team. Have you heard his explanation? And that's what has been happening at Man City for a very, very long time. And it has affected them sometimes because Pep Guardiola is a manager who believes in playing his way. He can't change his way to figure out a result. He will rather loses by not changing his style of play. He knows that the system has really gotten him to close to 5 Premier League trophies in his career at all in the Premier League. Then he has been really one of those that has really played the Champions League final with Man City, and with Barcelona he really earned a lot. He won the Champions League twice, and he beat Manchester United in those finales. Then at Bayern Munich, he never won the Champions League because I think, every day is not a Sunday, you get? So that's where he really left Bayern Munich and came to City, and at City is really doing a wonderful job as a manager of Manchester City. So he's hinting about Arsenal hitting the level of a good team. And he's right, if at all you analyze this very well. Arsenal started the season when no one gave them the respect they deserved. It's when they reached 50 points that teams got to know, all right, if Arsenal is ahead of City, ahead of Liverpool, that were anticipated to win this league, and they've gone ahead to beat the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur at their stadium, and they've not lost a single game at their stadium. They've won all of the others and drawn 2. then it's really a big team. Meaning that the way teams have been approaching you really changes. And I've experienced it as a fan of Manchester United. Last season, teams could come at Old Trafford and obviously open up and attack us. They go toe-to-toe with us because they knew that we are really vulnerable. And the players, however good and talented players were, they never had the energy and the intensity to play. That's why Rokani came out and broke the ice in the press conference that he always did, and he said that United needs an open heart surgery of close to 6 or 7 players brought in because these players are not used to the modern way of playing. Their intensity is really lacking. They can't run. Now, Arsenal has surpassed that level of being a usual team. Arsenal is now a team competing for the trophy, and now with the players they're having and how they're really getting their wins, they've sent a clear message to their opponents that we are really a good team, and if at all you come here not to stop us and let us play our way, then we are going to go ahead and really beat you and tear you into pieces. That's what the managers that are really facing Arteta are really doing. And Pep Guardiola knows this better because his team is facing it. That's why he's telling you that I don't have the feeling that Arsenal have dropped in the way they are playing. I think they've reached a level that means opponents always adapt to who you are. When you arrive at that level, it's because you're a good team. And secondly, I think managers like Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola don't change their style of play. Even when the game requires you to sit back and obviously defend, sometimes they don't. They really prefer losing while playing their way. And I think that makes it easy for opponents. And I believe that's what Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to prove different in the Premier League, that he adapts to the game. When he was playing Leeds, he knew that I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with Leeds because I'm having Harry Maguire, who is slow in the central defense, yet I'm having a game of Barcelona. I have to reserve Varane to be fully fit. Now I have to play a low block. And he really played the ball, knocked it around in the half of United, not until Rashford and Garnacho gave United the win they really wanted. And I think Arteta can't allow to play like that. Arteta will always play high line. He'll play the tiki-taka. However hard he knows that if I go to Everton, I've not won there, I need a different approach altogether. So that's what Pep Guardiola is talking about, that the teams are really just adapting to how Arsenal is really playing, and they now have a formula of really stopping the team of Arsenal. And I know that happens to you a lot when you are a team like Arsenal. But I think Arsenal is facing all of that because of Gabriel Jesus being away, because Jesus could really try to create something from nothing. That's it. He could create bread from dust. The things he has been doing for Arsenal were really immense. Now, after Pep Guardiola coming out and really putting in a defense for Arsenal and his former assistant at Man City, then we have a very huge one coming in from Arsene Wenger about who is winning the trophy of the Premier League season of 2022-2023. Arsene Wenger said the following, and we quote it from beIN Sports. Arsene Wenger on if Arsenal will win the league. He said yes, because the usual threats in the Premier League are out of the race, and even City is not as dominant as they were last all 2 years before. Now, when someone speaks with the experience of Arsene Wenger, I believe we have to clean our ears and obviously not pay a deaf ear to the man, because he's experienced in the Premier League. He knows what it takes to win the Premier League. And if at all he's telling you that City has dropped off, he has a point in it, because City has gone ahead to play 22 games this season. After playing 22 games this season, City has gone ahead to win 15. They've drawn 3, they've lost 4. They've scored 56 goals, and they've gone ahead to really have 30 or 48 points. That's City for you. And what shows that City has really gone ahead to drop off, because if Liverpool has gone ahead to get out of the race, we expected City to have a rosy path to the trophy, but see what Arsenal is doing to them. Arsenal has played one more game less than, has played has played one game less than City. That means City has played 22 games and Arsenal have played 21. They're having a game in hand. They win it, they stretch their lead back to 6. And if at all they beat City tomorrow, that means they'll go ahead and really find themselves in a position of really being 9 points clear if at all they win their game in hand. Now, Arsene Wenger talking about the drop-off of City, it's really real because I've never seen City look ugly as they are. At least you saw them fighting with Jesus, with Sterling and very many others. You saw City fighting to see to it that they really create chances and really score goals. But the coming in of Haaland looks like every attack they're supposed to make should be going through him. It has really gone ahead to really not give them a chance of really competing for the trophy. And the game they're going to play against Arsenal today at Emirates is going to be so much pivotal and important because if they happen to slip out of the hands of Arsenal, then it will be something great for them. But Arsenal is really ready to go ahead and really cause havoc to a side which goes by names of City, and its players are really charged up, and Arsene Wenger is tipping Arsenal to win the league. So guys, your thoughts on Jesus one step away from return are welcome in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about Pep Guardiola, indicating that Arsenal have not dropped off, but teams are really adapting to the way they are playing because they have now turned into a good team. That's what Pep Guardiola is anticipating. Are you really agreeing with him? Are you really agreeing with him? Because I believe to reach that level, it's really hard. It's really hard. And I think Arsenal have reached that level, and Pep Guardiola is really insinuating that. Then lastly, Arsene Wenger coming out and really hinting or preferring Arsenal to win the Premier League trophy because City has dropped off. Do you think City has dropped off? Yes or no? In the comment section is where I would love to see everything try to run, and I'll always read them and I react to them if possible. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And you know how we do it. The match day live is going to happen. Arsenal versus Manchester City, with the match reaction and player ratings will follow after that. Good night and good morning.